If you get me on a call, I'm going to use my strategies on this lady, and I don't think that you're going to want me to use my strategies on this. You want me to torch this deal? Okay. When I walk into a deal where a seller is playing hardball, what I literally do is I go, hey, I'm just calling to let you know that we're going to go a different direction. I think I'd love to talk to this lady. All right. What's her name?
Catherine.
Kathleen?
Catherine.
Oh, Catherine. I thought you said cat lady.
She might be a cat lady.
Bro, if her name's Catherine, guaranteed she's a cat lady. Just kidding. We got a couple Catherines on here tonight. They're pissed off at me.
This is Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. It's Pace. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Did Chris tell you I was going to call? He was catching me up to speed, but his cell phone service was really kind of broken. Do you mind catching me up to speed just a little bit?
Yes. Well, I do have a very small rental property business for many years.
Love
And
it.
I do have one property in a popular area of the Detroit metro area. And it's a hot spot for I'll call the hipsters. And, it's got a cute downtown area. And my rental properties are right near there. And although they're very small, they're like 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 square feet.
Yeah.
Bungalows built in the 40s.
They come in super cute, probably.
Yeah, they're cute. And people will pay, upwards of $2,000 a month to live there because it's close to this hot area. So I get bombarded with calls on this property because, it's listed on Zillow as a rental. And I know every investor out there thinks, hey, if it's a rental, it's probably in shitty condition. And, they don't want to fix it up. They've approached me and I have to hand it to Chris. He's got a really good personality and he's persistent and in a nice way. So I did continue talking to him, even though, like I said, I probably have no less than 5 calls on this house a day. And I wasn't opposed to doing something with terms because I am currently still working, but looking to retire in a couple of years. So I don't need the cash right now. If it could be a win-win, I told Chris I'd be interested, but hopefully I could command a higher sell price because of the term situation. Are you familiar with the offer?
So he told me $300,000 purchase price, $15,000 down, and then making you a payment of $213 a month. With a 15-year balloon, and then you countered.
Yeah, I countered without having done any research on, I guess you, whoever it is that's financing this.
I'm the person that writes the check. I actually, personally, I think your counter was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
It's definitely kind of along the lines of a win-win, I think.
I agree 100% because I'm the private money lender, right? I come in and I fund a lot of people's deals all over the country and all creative finance, all seller finance or taking over mortgages, stuff like that. And I get people that ask me to bridge the financing and become their partner on the deal. And then, we do the thing together. And I told him, I said, actually, I really like the deal. What I don't like is I think that for the first couple of years, the property I think you wanted to go from like a $200 payment to a $400 payment. Is that right?
Yes.
I think if we take the CapEx into consideration of vacancy repairs, minor damage, whatever else, the way we allocate a percentage, I think the property as it stands would not cash flow at $400 a month. So I said, well, why don't I talk to Catherine and see if there's a way where we can do an escalating payment in 24 months, maybe something like we give you $15,000 now as a down payment. We give you another $15,000, let's say in 24 months or whenever it is that you decide. And then we take our payment from $200 now to $400 a month in 24 months so that we can at least potentially raise the rents over the next 24 months so we can at least get really close to breaking even or making a little bit of money on the cash flow and have a war chest I call it a war chest. It's like broken window, roof leak, those types of things.
That's interesting. Like I said, I understand you guys have to make money. I want to make money. I am not opposed. That doesn't sound like something I'd say no to. However, I do have to tell you, I kind of looked you up online. Are you Pace Morby?
Yep.
From Arizona, that guy?
I'm the guy on A&E, yeah.
Okay, all right. So obviously you think faster than me with this stuff. You do a lot more of it. You know these numbers in your head. Me, on the other hand, I have to see it all on paper.
Makes sense.
And then I have to digest it. And so as much as, I like what you're saying, I can't even give you an answer until I put it into my head and in my model so I can figure out what that means for me.
Totally makes sense. So as we get off the phone, I just want to leave you with a couple of things, okay? I don't want to negotiate sales price for you. I hate doing that. Here's the honest truth, right? Anybody always wants me to negotiate. And I go, why would... the lady's retiring. She's worked her butt off. I always tell this story about an orange tree where I tell people, I go, look, these landlords, a long time ago, they planted a seed and they worked their guts out. They watered the tree for all these years. It's starting to bear fruit. And you come along and you offer a lowball offer. Like most of the people that are coming in and offering money to, I'm sure they're probably offering 180 to 250, you know, as a cash offer type of thing. So the way I look at it is that when you do a cash offer is like chopping down the tree. The fruit stops coming in. You've essentially taken whatever that tree is now produced, you're chopping it down. The next buyer gets to take the remaining seeds and go plant his own thing and do his own thing. But what's cool about terms is that you can keep the tree in place. We can work out something that benefits you. And if the purchase price is important to you, then tell us what purchase price makes sense. The main thing for us is, can I cash flow in day one without hemorrhaging if there's a repair? That's the most important thing for me. I want you to win. We're going to have a long-term relationship. And I don't want you worrying about, man, they're not really making a lot of money on this cash flow. What happens if a window breaks? What happens if somebody, you know, lights up this or does that? You want us to know that we're putting a portion of our rent income into a bank account for those rainy day moments. So if the purchase of the house needs to go up a little bit, for us to have a more amenable, agreeable down payment, and then we can have an escalating payment over 24 months, then let's work out something that wins for both sides.
Okay. Sounds interesting. I'm not opposed. It sounds good.
Okay. So let's say that I bump the rent to $2,000. What I always do is we take usually 15 to 20% of our income, the rental income, and we put into a war chest account and we just let it sit there. And then we let it sit there. And then a roof needs to be repaired or a hot water heater or whatever. And that's where we pull that money from. If I do that on a $2,000 payment, and you can write this down, throw it in your model, and then come back to me and say, hey, here's the price I need. I think the most important thing for us is down payment and the initial payments for the first 24 months. The purchase price is not as important to us. So if you do 2,000, we take out a portion of that. I'm going to pull about $300 a month out of that money. The underlying mortgage is how much a month? I'm sorry, 1,018, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So that leaves me about $600 a month. And then I've got taxes and insurance, right? Because if I don't. No,
that 1,000 is PITI.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So if we put ourselves in a situation where you let us make about $300 a month on our cash flow, then we feel like we win for the first 24 months, and then we can start raising that up.
Okay.
So you throw it in your model, take a day, take 2 days, whatever it is. And let's work out if we can get into it for 15 grand down, a lower payment, and then give you another chunk of money 24 months later and an elevated payment. I feel like we would both win. Okay.
All right. 24 months is the magic number for you, huh?
Well, it's not. You said you were going to retire in a couple of years.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
I'm just trying to align with your interests. That's it.
So that's where you're 20. Okay. I just wondered why the 2 years. That's why. Okay. Makes sense.
I'm just listening to my friend Catherine, what she's saying. You'll take a couple days, throw some numbers in your model, come back to us and let you know how we can both win.
Yes, I will do that.
You're awesome. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Good job, bro. This lady really liked you. I mean, there's so many lessons to unpack in this just from your standpoint and like how good of a job you did, because I get students that don't understand that this game is just being friends with people. And it's like, why are you afraid of getting to know somebody and falling in love with another human being? Like, could you guys not fall in love with this lady? Like, she's awesome. She has a great story. She's sweet. And it's like, if you guys are afraid to do that, is that what you guys are afraid of? Right there? Literally, that's half of this business. How did Chris win in this situation? Consistent, persistent, being true. And she said that he was sweet, just himself. You don't have to try and lowball people in creative finance. That's the next big thing, is that you can actually elevate the purchase price a little bit to make her feel like she won a little bit. She's retiring. This lady worked her ass off. She deserves as much money as you can possibly give her as long as you win as well. Chris, good job, bro. I'm so proud of you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
I need a bucket to capture all my tears. I'm going to cry tonight. I'm so proud of you. The way I broke that deal down with you, Chris, is that it's not the purchase price is your problem, because that's a smoking deal with an amazing woman. Here's the thing. She has 5 other properties. That lady's going to sell or finance every one of those properties to you because she's going to fall in love with you. You're going to perform. You guys are going to develop a relationship with each other. and she's going to sell the other 5 to you when she's ready. I'm going to call it a 0% deal because that sub 2 loan, she's been paying on it for 15 plus years. That thing's zero, that has no more interest on it really. Comparatively speaking, that thing is like almost interest free. She's going to give you her equity. What does she care about? She cares about not disrupting her tenants. She cares about the higher sales price. She said it right there. If somebody ever asked me, why would a seller sell to you on seller finance? She told you she doesn't need the cash. She's retiring. She's done a great job. And guys, also, by the way, did you pick up she only has 6 properties and she can retire on only 6 properties? Do you guys need to be me with 900 plus doors? Or do you guys just need to get 10, 15 doors to be fully like financially independent for the rest of your life? Chris, the main thing you cared about was not the purchase price. The main thing you cared about was my $15,000 down payment. You also cared about your cash flow for the first couple of years because you'll be able to raise the rent, right? When they get out, you'll be good. And then to me, I feel like you're going to cash flow like $300, $400 on this thing almost right out of the gate. $2,000, I think you'll cash flow $400 a month. And then in 24 months, let's say you bump it to $200, 10%. I mean, you're going to be cash flowing $600 a month on this thing, plus the 0% seller finance, plus the sub 2 loan that has basically 0%. And you're only into this thing 15 grand. You're not even using your own money. You're using a private money lender. Chris, there's no such thing as 0% seller finance. And there's no such thing as doing deals without any of your own money. Good job, man. Proud of you.
Thank you.